How's it going, Guardians? Shifty here, and today I'm finally back with a weekly vendor video. Now, I haven't made a vendor role video yet in Season of the Lost. There is a reason for that. So far this season, the rolls on the armor haven't been all that great. I'm honestly starting to think that Bungie changed the way that the stats are picked on the vendor armor rolls. In the past, every once in a while there was an armor piece that had a stat total in the mid-60s. The highest I've seen so far this season is in the low 60s. Anyway, this week I decided to come back and try out another vendor role video. So in this video I will show you any standout armor pieces for all three classes, and I will go over any notable Banshee weapon rolls. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see me start regularly making these videos again. Before I get into it, if you end up enjoying the video, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe as well. Alright, first of all, I'm going to be starting with the Banshee weapon rolls, then I'm going to be talking about any notable armor pieces starting with Warlocks, then Titans, then Hunters, and at the end of the video I'll show off any remaining vendor rolls for the week. So let's jump into it. Before I talk about any specific rolls, I do want to mention that the rolls on the Banshee weapons will change again at 7 PM Central Time on Wednesday. So if you want any rolls you see in this video, you're going to have to pick them up before that time. However, in the case of the first weapon I want to talk about, it may actually benefit you. So this week Banshee is selling a Cartesian Coordinate. The roll here isn't terrible with Feeding Frenzy and Thresh. However, it could be so much better if it had Vorpal Weapon, and if it had a different masterwork besides charge time. So with that said, since the rolls will change again at 7 PM Central on Wednesday, come back and check for whatever that roll may be. Hopefully it has a different masterwork and maybe Vorpal Weapon as well. But I do want to talk about a couple of weapons that do have some pretty solid rolls this week. I would highly recommend picking up the Falling Guillotine. This Falling Guillotine is probably one of the best rolls that you can get your hands on. So if you don't have one at all, or you have a worse roll than this, I would recommend picking it up. It's especially useful this season since we have the Disrupting Blade mod on the seasonal artifact. Next up, the Gnawing Hunger roll that Banshee is selling is actually pretty solid, especially for PvE. Given we have an anti-barrier auto rifle mod this season and it's the only anti-barrier mod available, I think that it's worth picking this one up. If you already have a better rolled Gnawing Hunger, I would stick with that, but this one is pretty solid with auto-loading holster, which can be really useful in PvE activities. And if you wanted to bring this into PvP, multi-kill clip isn't a bad option. Alright, that's all I have to say about the Banshee weapon rolls in this video. Now I want to talk about any notable armor pieces for each class. Starting with Warlocks, Failsafe has chest armor with 20 recovery and 26 intellect. Recovery is one of the best stats because it helps you heal faster, and on a Warlock it helps you get your rift back faster. And then the 26 intellect is going to help you get your super back faster as well. There's some really great PvP builds that rely on having high recovery and intellect. I know there's some people who don't like having high intellect and some people who do. This is definitely a solid piece for those Warlocks who do love having tier 10 intellect. I would highly recommend this, especially if you're a new player. Then Shaxx is selling a pair of gauntlets with 19 recovery, 15 strength, and 12 discipline. The total stat here isn't great, but I do recommend this piece for newer players because it's going to help you get your rift, melee, and grenade back faster. If you already have better armor, you could probably ignore this one. Next up, A1 is selling a helmet with a very similar stat roll. This would be a nice piece to pair with that chest armor from Shaxx if you're a new player. You'll get even more recovery, discipline, and strength. Now I want to move on to Titans. I only found one semi-decent piece for you this week. A1 is selling a helmet with 16 resilience and 16 intellect. Intellect will of course help you get your super back faster, but resilience is great on Titans because it will help you get your barricade back faster. In addition to that, all of the other stats are 6 or higher. Again, this piece is definitely not for veteran players and would be more for a newer player who doesn't have anything better yet. Now I want to move on to Hunters, and you also only have one decent piece this week, and that is leg armor sold by Shaxx. Now this one has 26 strength, 12 resilience, and it also has 8 recovery and 6 mobility. Now with a low total stat, I don't think this is the best option for long-term players, but if you just started the game and you like using your melee abilities, pick up this piece. Anyway, that is all I have for any notable vendor, armor, and weapon rolls for the week. Now I'm going to be showing you footage of the remaining armor and weapon rolls if you want to check that out. Otherwise, I hope that you have a good day, and I'll catch you on the next one.